Good evening, everyone. I'm Kamen Entchev. A-State took on Troy today in the rubber game with a 3-game set. The Red Wolves were 10-1 on Championship Sunday, as they call it. And this Sunday, it was also Senior Day. Dustin Jones, Zach Maggio, Morgan Croft, Bradley Wallace, and Cody Woodhouse are the 5 seniors that shared hugs with family and teammates before the game. A-State would have a big second inning, and it all starts with a balk as Eric Wilcoxon scores, and the game is tied at 3. 2 batters later, Matt Burgess singles to left, and the senior, Zach Maggio, scores, and ASU takes a 4-3 lead. Later in the inning, Joe Shrimp, he's a freshman and will have 3 more years to do damage like this. Shrimp drives in 2 with the RBI single. A-State scores 5 as it was in the 3rd inning, and the Red Wolves win 8-5 and improve to 17-10 in conference play, which is good enough for second best in the Sun Belt. The Diamond Hogs went for the sweep against the Aggies in a sloppy game. Both teams had 3 errors. The Razorbacks were down 2 in the 6th, but Michael Bernal singles to right, Bobby Warren scores, and Arkansas is down just 1. Later in the inning, Clark Egan singles through the left side, Jake Wise scores, and the game is tied at 3. Bottom 7th, Eric Fisher at the plate, and he singles to center, Brian Anderson scores, and the Razorbacks take a 4-3 lead, but the Aggies will come back, and they take it 6-5 in 10 innings. Back to A-State athletics, the football team continued its streak of draft success on Saturday. For the 8th straight year, an ASU player was selected in the NFL draft. Defensive tackle Ryan Carruthers was drafted in the 5th round with a 165th overall pick by the San Diego Chargers. Carruthers tallied 93 tackles his senior season. That total was the 3rd best in the nation among defensive linemen, and one of the reasons the Chargers drafted him.
Ryan is one of those prototypical nose tackles. He's 6'1", 322 pounds. He's a powerful, stout player inside, and also has some uncommon production for a nose tackle. Usually you don't expect nose tackles to have a lot of called paper production tackles and TFLs and sacks, but he had a lot of that at Arkansas State, and really played well against some of the bigger schools they played.
Travis Swanson was the first Arkansas college athlete drafted. The former Razorback center was taken by the Lions in the 3rd round with the 76th overall pick. And a trio of Razorbacks were also drafted on Saturday. Defensive end Chris Smith was taken in the 5th round by the Jaguars. The 7th round saw 2 Hogs go off the board in back-to-back picks. First up was fullback Kiro Small, who was drafted by the NFL champs, the Seattle Seahawks. And the very next pick, the Redskins took Zach Hocker, the former Razorback kicker. You don't have to get drafted to play in the NFL, though. A trio of Razorbacks agreed to free agent deals following the draft. The Dolphins picked up offensive tackle David Hurd, defensive tackle Robert Thomas signed with the Washington Redskins, and wide receiver Javante Herndon will join Ryan Carruthers on the San Diego Chargers. Back to the draft, and my alma mater, the St. Louis Rams selected former Missouri Tiger Michael Sam in the 7th round with the 249th overall pick. The Tiger defensive end became the first openly gay player to be selected in the NFL draft. It was certainly an emotional moment for Sam. Staying with drafted Tigers, New Madrid County zone defensive end Coney Ely was selected by the Carolina Panthers late in the 2nd round with the 60th overall pick. Offensive tackle Justin Britton and cornerback E.J. Gaines were the other 2 Tigers that were drafted over the weekend. The Braves looking for a sweep of the Cubs in the 4th. Evan Gattis homers to left. He immediately knew it was gone. It's already his 8th home run of the season. In the 7th, Jason Hayward would hit a home run of his own. Aaron Harang gets the win as the Braves take it 5-2. And this just came in within the last hour. Former Arkansas State quarterback Adam Kennedy has been invited to the Chicago Bears minicamp, and former A-State wide receiver Julian Jones has signed with the Atlanta Falcons. I'll have more on this at 10. That's sports. Now break.